For your reading assignment today, you are going to identify who is telling the story, the country mouse and city mouse. Listen as I read the story to you, and then think about who is the narrator of the story. And then think about a question you could ask the narrator of the story. Remember, the narrator is who is telling the story. The city mouse and the country mouse. I visited my dear cousin Kate, who lives in the country. It was a big change for me because I live in the city. However, perhaps change is a good thing. I was eager for new adventures. So this mouse right here is Mr. Clyde. He's telling his story about visiting his cousin Kate. He is the narrator. Kate worked hard from morning to night, gathering berries and nuts. Her home was inside a plain old log. At night, it was so quiet I couldn't sleep. Country life was boring. I thought Kate needed some excitement, so I invited her to visit my city home. Now, Kate is the narrator, and you will see her picture at the top of the page, just like on the first page, you see Clyde's picture next to the words because he's narrating his trip to the country, and Kate is narrating about her trip to the city. I visited my dear cousin Clyde, who lives in a fancy house in the city. When he led me into the dining room, I could hardly believe my eyes. There were breads, cheeses, and fruits on the table. It was a feast, and everything looked delicious. As we began eating, two huge cats appeared. We dashed into a small hole and hid. My heart was pounding. When they left, Clyde continued eating, watching out for the cats. I, however, headed home where it's safe and peaceful. Clyde didn't understand why I explained different folks like different things. Now, who was the narrator in this story? Clyde was the narrator when he went to the country, and Kate was the narrator when she went to the city. So both Clyde and Kate, the characters, were the narrators in the story. A question I could ask the narrators. I would probably ask Clyde why he couldn't sleep in the country because it's so quiet. And then I would probably ask Kate how come she didn't try staying in the city a little longer when it was safer. Just some questions you could think about asking the characters and the narrators of the story.